You know who you are. And one day you'll rule the world. My great-great-grandma was probably raped by the white man. And then the white man went and left his children fatherless, getting stereotyped to the black man just to escape his capitalists. And middle school jokes about black kids being fatherless, just desensitized to the fact they were taken by the government. 8414, where my summer spent, with my cousins in my grandma's basement, counting money steady coming in. And I ain't know my cousin was a dealer till my mama said, all I know is big cuz held me down with the ice cream man. All I know is big cuz feed the hood when the mama's kid. If we only got a few more days, they say on this thing. Might as well give y'all what y'all need. When you know who you are, and one day you'll be a star. It's for all the boys and girls. And one day you'll rule the world. My Jesus, something like Robin Hood, get back to the block. And my Mary just got an afro, she turned into a bob. With long nails, they called her Jezebel, but they missed the plot. And all these Jeopardy commercials telling me Africa broke. Like human capital was removed and brought to another show. Like the Berlin Conference, they split us up and lead to the world. Like y'all ain't got the notes, so we ain't know we can swear, my nigga. I am not Martin Luther King Jr. Bitch, I'm from New York, I have my order shoot you if you let your privilege fool you. And like a cooler on my way to Timber to the school year. Make me look like Mansa Musa, go what I put with you. Got from a different fabric, if fabric be fabricated. I'm realer than I'm a mirrors than every girl that I'm playing. Come on, Ryan. Hands on my body, reminiscent of the past. It's capitalism on my black ass. Oh, man, can be far when you know just who you are. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. This is all the boys and girls. And one day you'll rule the world. Let me tell y'all something. We about to get into this prodigal, being a prodigal child, being a prodigal son, a prodigal daughter, all of those things. What that means, what that looks like, and why we being called out in the way we are at this time. Because we need to start talking about who really is behind all of the mess. We have to talk about it. We have to get to the end of it, to the bottom of this, because then we can better focus and we can better move around once we really are finding out who the real enemy is. Who is this real enemy? And why do they keep giving us the what am I trying to say? Why are they trying to just only give us this racist story? The racist world and the racist people and the this and the that, when it's really our own that's really the real racist. So-called racist. How can you be a racist when you can't change the dynamics of anyone's life? But we rule this place, so we've always been able to change the dynamics of anyone's life. If you understand your power, if you understand where you really come from. So I'm getting on us today because we need to get on. Because obviously we miss some stuff when we read in scripture, when we think we preaching, when we think we doing all of these things. We is missing some things, boy. We missing some things. Some things that people ain't being so honest about. A lot of folks ain't being honest about. Whether it's your leaders, your whatever, they're not being honest. So we're going to get honest. Because there's so much going on in the world. And so I want to go into this because the title of this is called The Prodigal Son. The Prodigal Son. The term prodigal is commonly used to describe someone who is recklessly wasteful or extravagant, often with money or resources. Ooh, this one gonna be kind of deep today, so we gonna go on and go live over here too. I just gave y'all a song from my girl. A 76-year-old woman here in Atlanta, Georgia, just got told she was pregnant. So we know that the times is now. The signs of the time my butt, she's 76, about to have a baby. So if Dr. Sebi was having babies at 80, women can still have babies. Don't matter that you think because she can't have no baby. Our clock don't stop ticking necessarily like you think you do. She's 76, about to give him birth in July of 2025. Just made 20 million views. Just made 20 million views. So that's why I want to talk about this prodigal son thing and go into, I want to go into what it means, what that is, what it means. I'm going live over here because, our community's more over here. So we want to really dive into this and see where this is going to go. But y'all, prodigal, the prodigal son, the prodigal daughter, all of the prodigal person. That's what we're going to talk about. These prodigal people. These prodigal people that we are, that we have been, all of these things that we have been, right? So we don't want to act like it ain't what it is, correct? And I'm going to read some things out of the literature because I want to really bring a point to what is really going on and why we've been pushed to the back so much to never know our stance or never know our position as God. The mothers as gods. Call it what you want, as gods. Because there's so many ways that you could really like stamp this thing to see. As much as you might not want to believe it or want to go back to think it ever happened, it did. We was able to do all this on our own. We was able to bring life on our own. Real talk. There's a gene and it's in us. It's a part of us that can do it. We brought sons because we felt like it's a lot of work. And we wanted the daughters to have companions. I guess that's as you get older, you really start losing, like, I ain't tripping about being by myself, because you don't. Because really, your time here was to help to replenish this earth. So whether it was to have sons so they can eventually have wives to create more daughters, we never stop creating. We're always there. How does it want to stop creating when we're born with our great-grandmother's eggs? How can we stop creating? We can't. It's impossible. Y'all want us to because you want it to constantly seem as if the woman is not there. She's hidden. She disappears. Because even as she gets old, now she's too old to do this, and that, when that is not the truth. So the reason why I come out here talking about the prodigal son, the prodigal sons, so that brothers can understand that everybody come back to mama. Everybody go back to their mama. Even young women. The prodigal son. You can leave, you can do your thing, but you're going to come back to your mama. So the term prodigal is commonly used to describe someone who is recklessly wasteful or extravagant, often with money or resources. It originates from the Latin word prodigus, which means lavish or wasteful. The most well-known use of the word comes from the biblical parable of the prodigal son, where a son squanders his inheritance, but eventually returns home and is welcomed back by his father. Right? Welcome back by his father. But I think I want to switch that around. Because we always talk about how much the father is not in the home. And when we hear men, whether they get locked up, regardless of what goes on in their life, the one thing they say is the person that was there for them was their mom, their mother. Mother's always the one you run back to, no matter what. Even me as a grown woman, the first person I'm going to call at 51 is my mom. So who's not God? Who's really been playing the trick on us that we're not the ones responsible? You know, we're responsible. We decided to allow ourselves to create a male child that could come and help replenish the earth. We did that. As much as people don't want to say that we did, but we did. And prophets have left so many clues and so many writings and receipts to state it. If you don't think so, go and watch Moana. You can watch the movie Moana. That's a little child's movie. Even in the beginning, it talks about the mother being the water. Because where are you at for 9 months? But in some water. So who breathed over this? Who breathed over this for real? Because mother, the water. Mother, the universe. Father, the spirit. Makes sense. Mother, the water. Father, the spirit. The son is the sun. The daughter is the earth. I am the beginning and I am the end. As far as feminine nature, I'm the beginning and the end. Because you still begin as a girl in your mother's womb before you become a boy, before we decide to release testosterone for you to become a boy. I am the beginning and I am the end. I am the Alpha and I am the Omega. Straight up live. Whoever wants to deny it, you a lie. Because you can't deny it no more and it can't be lied about no more. Now the truth is what the truth is what it is. The truth never changes or passes away. It's just how much they want to hide the truth, especially from the black woman. But now let me tell you something. We made some other children that truly did not have us in mind. Because there's a prodigal son. There's always going to be some of those around, right? So if this person goes out and spends lavishly and is just wasteful with their money, and we all know that we've been a part of that. So whoever acts like they haven't, spending before they get it, because Kanye told you in the song, we got to have it spending before we even get it. Like now, everybody getting ready for their taxes. Oh, tax season coming. Oh, I can't wait because I'm going to spend it on this. And you ain't even got it in your hand yet. You ain't talking about how you going to waste it. This is what prodigal means. Are we being wasteful? Do we know why things happen around the world? Because we're being wasteful. We're being greedy. Extravagant. It says often with money or resources, y'all. Sounds like us. Sounds like us. It sounds like our people. Because even as we watch what's going on in Cali, and I pray for California because I have much family there. I'm from the West Side. I'm from Colorado. So I have a lot of family in California, a lot of family in Texas. I have family all over. All praises due to Allah. But yes, so let me tell you something. My heart goes out. And I also have a lot of friends that work in the industry that live in LA. So I want all my people to be safe. I want them to all get out of there. Because this has been warned. No matter if it's been warned through songs, movies, scripture, you've been warned. And as prodigal people, because we've been very wasteful, very extravagant, we can keep going with the way we do things. And that's not proper. It's not right. People will squander their inheritance, even the inheritance they have coming to them. People have squandered their inheritance. And that's why we're in the position we're in, because there are squanderers amongst us. There are these prodigals that come amongst us that are right in the mix of who we are. So when we see them, we like, yeah, but they me, because they look like me. And so I'm down for them because they look like me. In our circle, in our Holy Quran Circle 7, there is something in here I want to point out. I want to point something out. Let's see. Where is it? We do not desire. Let me see. Let's see. I'm trying to think of it. Where is the one we do not desire to amalgamate with the European nation? I need y'all to understand what that's saying. Let's see. Let me get to it. Dominion. Where is it? Why I can't find it all of a sudden? I'm gonna find it, y'all, because we could talk about this. It says something about not amalgamating with the pale skinned nations of Europe, right? And when I was watching Rod the other night, and I'm listening to this 4 hour lecture that he did, which was so amazing with Dr. Kia Pruitt, where he's breaking down the differences of the righteous Moors and the dirty Moors. Like breaking the whole difference down of what that really is, right? So now it makes you start opening your mind to other things, to seeing the deepness of this, right? So they say we don't desire to amalgamate with the pale skinned nations of Europe. Y'all, let me tell y'all something pale. If you look up what pale even means, it means flushed. You can look pale when you sick. I get pale when I'm not feeling well, right? But even when we're thinking of that, when we always hear these things, oh, you're mixed, I'm mixed, I'm mixed, I'm mixed. When you mix black and white in color, since we want to use these color constructs as we're a box of crayons, we're going to take two crayons out of the box right now. We're going to take a black one and a white one. We're going to mix them together. What color do you get? You get gray. You get a pale gray, like a pale white, a gray. So, because number one, Caucasian weren't the only people in Europe at the time. We were in Europe too. We ruled it. So we had to be there. Everywhere we went, we took ourselves. So who are really these pale people that look so much like you, even though their shade of skin might not be as dark as yours? It don't matter. And it could be just as dark. Because there was one brother that did. He was a slave in Senegal. Well, no, excuse me. His dad was a slave holder in Senegal. Is his name Diallo? Diallo is his name. And he was a slave. His dad was a slaveholder in Senegal. So he was into his dad's business and doing his business. You can look this man up. He was a Moor. Into his dad's business of selling slaves, capturing them, selling them to the European nation. Like I said, had nothing to do with skin color, y'all. Had nothing to do with none of that. Had everything to do with class. You're poor, you gotta go. We only want prodigal people, wasteful people, if you ask me, around this camp. So he decided he was going to still be a part of what his father did. So one day he's out there, getting the slaves together to get sold off to the other people. Well, guess what? The tables turn on him. He get caught up and now he's enslaved. And they bring him to America. Come on, 12 years a slave. They bring him right on over here. And then he gets here. When he gets here, he starts saying, but nah, because I come from this. So now they find out this man is from nobility. He's from a royal family. So now they decide, okay, we're going to grant him his freedom. So instead of him saying, I just went through all that, let me not do my people like this, do you know he went right back to selling slaves again? Right over here. This is why I say, because they look like you don't mean they you. Stop with all that nonsense y'all be on. Because they look like you don't mean they you. I have plenty of people in my family that are native to this land, and they could pass if they wanted to. If they wanted to. It's called the paper bag thing. That's what they did. You think that ain't always been to try to separate us, and it's our own separating us from each other? This is the crazy part. And then you want to talk about somebody not being, those are our children too. And how would you feel if you if your parents start disowning you? There are children too, y'all. Why you trying to be so racist? We ain't gonna do that. Big Mama ain't going for it no more. Y'all gonna stop treating our children wrong. Just because it benefits you or it fits your narrative. Everybody's responsible for this nonsense because everybody's a part of it. We're all a part of one, y'all, regardless of how you look at it, regardless of how you want to look at it, regardless of how you want to call it. We fell over here. We're so fallen, we don't even realize how fallen we've become. We have no idea. It's just so sad. Hey, that's fine too. Is you gonna be able to hold on to the gold? Who? Got cool, grabbed it. I mean, hey, that could be fine too. Whoever did, they're still our children, y'all. They still belong to us. So what? They still belong to us. And Yakub had to be a us. So it's still one of us doing it to us. No matter how anything was grafted or how anything was done. Mothers did this first. Let's talk about it. That was a prodigal son that wanted to go out and do stuff on his own. Everything comes from us first, y'all. What are we talking about here? Yakub was a prodigal son. He was reckless. He was still one of our children. So regardless of what, y'all, it's time to get down to the truth because it's too much truth being exposed. And if you're going to sit there still in the lies, then it's on you of what happened. Because I'm even trying to make a point why people shouldn't be so lavish in their lifestyles. You got 15 rooms. You got 20 bedrooms, 60 bathrooms, and all these homeless folks. I can take y'all through parts of Georgia, of Atlanta, Buckhead, all of them places. Show y'all some massive homes where it's like, that can't just be two people living there. Because that look like that's a whole community. Islam, a whole community. And that's what we're doing. Because we want to big up on people. We want to floss. We want to do all these things. It makes sense why the prodigal son was the way he was. And why a lot of times we fall into these prodigal positions and don't want to take accountability, responsibility. So it's better to blame it on someone else. Because the man did it to me. Because he did it. And she did it. And they did it. No, nobody did it to you but you. It's time for everybody to start taking accountability for their own bull crap that they send themselves through. Stop blaming it on everybody else. Stop talking about who did you which way and did they people, but you have the mentality and the strength to come up out of it. If you take your own self out of mental slavery, you ain't got to blame it on the next person. You don't have to blame it on the next person. Prophet Noble Ali left so many things. And I need to make a point because someone tried to tell me that with these fires that have happened, didn't the prophet say he would be the water? He probably did say he would be the water. But what kind of water? What water are you talking about? There's tsunami water, hurricane water, raindrop water. What water were you meaning? Because that's a major fire to just be put out by some rainwater. That's a major fire. So tsunami to take over, because still things are not right, especially if the things on that land are being done in a wrong, unrighteous way. God ain't got no respect for a person. That's why he warns you to get out the way. This is why a forerunner comes before a prophet. This is why the prophets deliver the message before the wrath of Allah even gets to us. But we don't want to listen to the forerunner. We had John for Jesus. We had Garvey for Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Who knows who we had before Tupac? Who knows who we had for anyone else that's come? Who knows? Because y'all keep wanting to look for a prophet based on a picture or a person, a physicality of someone, not realizing this is all spirit and a part of Allah, not body that you can see. The spirit becomes a part of Allah. That's why the Father is spirit. The Father is spirit. Mother is the universe. It makes sense. In spirit can move any way it decides to move. Spirit say, I can be in one body, two bodies, three bodies, 400 bodies, 500 bodies, if that's what I decide to do. So it's something that we keep deciding we want to diss the sisters and diss the women and make sure, nah, it wasn't never you. It's the dad. The man is the God. No, it's not in our reality. No. If it's Mother Earth, that means that's what this planet was. It was made for mothers to be mothers. And we let invaders come in and take over what was Mother Earth. What was given to the mothers. We gave life to everything. And I speak in this way because at 51 years old with 4 adult children and 2 grandchildren, because my baby son is an adult, I can speak as a mother. And the things that I've been through with my sons that I know no man could have went through. He would have broke. He'd have jumped. He'd have gave up. That's what our brothers do now. They jump. They give up. They don't even try to stay the course. They don't even try to hold the course as much as the sisters do. So there's no way you're going to keep selling me this story that's what the story was. That Adam and Eve thing ain't working for me. I'm understanding Adam and Eve came from me, from a mother. The mothers, that's where they came from the mothers that decided to make this thing pop off the way it did. And we've sent prophets all the time to warn of the wrath, and no one wanted to listen. No one still don't want to listen. And as I say, it's at your door, so you don't have to. It's at your door. You don't have to. It's written, and all praises due to Allah for even bringing it in the way He has, right? You have queens from Nzinga. You have Queen Khalifa. You have Queen. Oh man, I could keep going. Mami Wata. You got so many amazing ancient women, ancient mothers that have done so many beautiful things for this place. And we need to take our planet back because we still got time to make a speedy reparation, as the prophet says. Islam. So I want to talk about this savior of humanity. I know I didn't open this meeting up the way I usually would, but it was some things that was given to me today that I needed to come on here and say to my people. Savior of humanity, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. In this electrified age, men are racing into this life without complete knowledge of where they are going or what the end will be. When riches seem to be their only pursuit to be obtained anyway and at any cost. When selfishness, avarice, greed, and lust dominate their very being. Humanity in general is left at the mercy of those who have no mercy in them. It is truly wonderful and astounding to see one come into this mad human drama for the sole purpose of saving humanity, losing all sight on those things worldly and yielding absolutely to a cause higher than has ever yet been attained. This picture is the likeness of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who is serving humanity, coming as he does with a message for the nations in somewhat the same manner as did Jesus came with a message for the nations. Muhammad came for a message for the nations. Buddha, Confucius, and other prophets of their day. Only the things of this prophet's day differ from the ills of the days of the past. And yet, the remedy for the ills of today is about the same as the remedies for the days past. All turning about the pivot of love for humanity. Hey, Islam, all ears Islam. Humanity. As I tell y'all, we're going to go to humanity before I read this because the prophet left this. And somebody tried to tell me, oh, this is just a portion. Just a portion. I said this the other night. Said this is just a portion of what the prophet. That's just a portion of what that means. I don't care what you say what this means. This means what he said it meant. And I promise you. If you try to read it any other way, that's because you wanted to be the prodigal son and you wanted to go do things on your own and live recklessly. And you don't want to come to the truth. This picture on the front of our 101, y'all, this picture is the prophet. He got one foot on a solid rock of salvation. The other foot is in the water. It's in the cares of the world. He's coming out of the cares of the world. What does he have in his hand? That looks like a lady. Looks like a woman to me. Looks like a mother to me. Looks like a mother to me. Looks like a sister to me. On her dress, it says humanity. It says humanity because humanity is the Asiatic woman. To lift humanity back up to the highest plane of life. To lift humanity up out of the cares of the world. The mothers have all the problems on their shoulders. Whether you're a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, all the issues fall on our shoulders. Islam. So humanity must be lifted from the prophet. This is in the prophet's literature. So this ain't no making this is in the prophet's literature. Humanity must be lifted from the unwholesome depths of poverty, misery, and suffering, and placed on the solid rock of salvation. Humanity, the sisters that have been doing this the whole time, regardless how you gotta hold it down. I held it down for mine. With a daddy there, with a husband there, I was still the one holding it down. And even after he left, I was still holding it down. So it didn't change none of the narrative. I still had to figure it out. So who's raising me up out of the depths of poverty, misery, and suffering and placing me back on the solid rock of salvation? But Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He's the only one that brought this for us. Because nobody was teaching this. No prophets brought this, but Prophet Noble Drew Ali did. There are some who claim to do this, but upon investigation, one finds that they have slouched under the wings of their cross to extract from those who come to them means by which they can have the pleasures of this life, while they point their followers to joy after death. While they feed their sheep, they also shear them while eating. At the close of their day, the master will be heard to tell them, you have your reward. Get thee hence. You got your reward. Then you go buy all the cars and the gold and all the stuff you wanted for you. You went and did that for you. You went and spent your money recklessly. He told you don't build your house on the sand. Don't build your home on sand. It's gonna sink away. Does anyone actually know that California was actually like under the water at one time? Wasn't even there. Did you know that? So see, we've been doing things that we were already instructed not to do, and we done went and did them, and now somebody want to feel sorry. But we did it, and we had instructions not to do these things. So see how the prodigal son decides, I'm going to go out here on my own and do what I want to do. Prodigal, commonly used to describe someone who is recklessly wasteful or extravagant, often with money or resources. Not just money, y'all, resources too. Where is it that you find a real prophet whose mission is the salvation of the nations? The land is full of false prophets whose mission is to fleece the people. This is why we have so many people fleecing the people, whether they're charging you hundreds of dollars to give you free information. Salvation's free. Why are you paying for somebody to give you your salvation when salvation's personal and it's free? But it takes you to do the studying. So they're going to give you enough to hang yourself and not give you nothing else to go study. But over here in the Morris Science Temple of America, you're going to get what to study? Yourself. And when you go study yourself and come back, guess what's going to be said again? Go back and study yourselves, your two selves. Go back and study them. The time was and now is there. The time was and now is that there should come into the land a prophet in the likeness of his brothers to redeem them from sin and slavery. Truly, this prophet Noble Drew Ali is the man bringing with him the message of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which alone can save the nations, like the coming of Jesus He does not come from the elect. He don't come from the people think he coming from somebody elected him to be this. This is why many are called and few are chosen. I don't care what title they trying to carry on their name. Many are called, few are chosen. And I only feel like Allah is the one that places them where they are. Just because somebody gave you a pen, a button, that means nothing. What is your life like? Really, what life are we living behind the scenes? I'm a person. I got weaknesses and temptations. Desires. Fall tempted to many things. Do I deserve to have it on? Do I deserve the title? If I'm not living up to that title, why am I taking it? One of my sisters told him, no, I ain't going through there. No, I'm not going through that. Because why am I playing with Allah? Why am I playing with God like that? If I know I ain't ready to be totally cleaned up in my life, why am I playing? Truly, this prophet Prodigal A is the man bringing with him the message of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which alone can save the nations, like the coming of Jesus. He does not come from the elect, nor the rich, nor the mighty in worldly power, but all power is given unto him to do good. This power is from Allah. His power comes from Allah. It will be his works that will make men of every nation accept the truth that he brings. It will be through his teachings that the nations of the earth will understand the will of the master. It will be through him that peace on earth and goodwill to men shall come. It will be through his works that humanity will be brought from the slime of life and placed on the solid rock of salvation. It will be through him. I don't see it say him and his homeboys. I don't see it say him and nobody else. I see it say him. The prophet was divinely prepared. This is why we must imitate the prophet and stop thinking you're imitating him because we could dress like him. That doesn't mean that. You're too caught up in the physical to not get in touch with the spirit. Is your spirit reigning the prophet? Is your spirit imitating the prophet? The soul in you. Like, does it really imitate that? Does your spirit really imitate what the prophet left? Because the more I'm reading through here, yeah, the prophet left some things that people are missing because they just think they got it because they've been reading it for so long. And that's all they've been doing is just reading it. They haven't really took it and took the time to dissect it and understand it and eat from it. Eating from it, literally. That's chewing it up, swallowing it. It might taste a little bitter as it goes down, but it'll be all right. Eventually, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to the taste. But is that what you're doing? Or we're just reading words because they look like dope words to read. Oh my God, I sound so smart saying it. And because this is our language, this is the way we are to speak amongst one another. This is our language. This is how you would tell the difference. But you don't go around speaking it because it's like flashing your cards at the Europeans. You're causing confusion. So why are you just sitting up here like a block of wood pointing away and just running your mouth instead of helping somebody? And really doing as the prophet did, because it says through his works. What works are you doing? Because even in Act 1, it tells us, does the members know that y'all doing this? The members must know that you are living love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The members don't live at your house. The members do not live with you. So how are they going to know you live in this thing? It should be your everyday life that they can see it, whether they see you on social media or wherever they see you. It should be known that you're living this life that the prophet brought, that you're living these instructions that the prophet brought, not living the way you want to, prodigal person, because you think because you got some stuff and you can flash and be fly in front of people and you can have all these things, don't make you no better than nobody. You're just wasteful. You're just wasteful. You're wasting your inheritance. So when the inheritance do come, you're going to know how to hold on to it. People don't want to let go of their things. That's a problem too. People don't want to let go of their things. I'm going to say it again. It'll be through his works. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder, that will make men of every nation accept the truth that he brings. It will be through his teachings that the nations of the earth will understand the will of the master. It will be through him that peace on earth and goodwill to all men shall come. It will be through his works that humanity will be brought from the slime of life and placed on the solid rock of salvation by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Nobody else's name is up under there but his. Sounds like he the only one was standing on it. And y'all think that was it? Y'all think that was it? As strong as what he left? You think he just left us to say it'll be 50 years before you know what I left you, and another 50 before you know what I brought, what you're being taught, or what you can learn from it. Islam, by being the message bringing the message you bring that you're trying to bring, uplift and follow humanity through Noble Drew Ali. Islam, totally. Through the works, through these instructions. But they're just, because it's just a small pamphlet, means nothing. Those words mean a whole lot. They carry some weight to them. But are you following the instruction though? Because people are still picking this thing out, no different than they do the 10 Commandments of what fits them and what's going to be for them. They're not following the full instructions that are being placed there. They're not taking them and really taking the time to eat from it, digest it. And because it's so bitter in their belly, they don't want to eat it because it's telling them about themselves. That's the only reason why it's bitter in your stomach, because it's telling you about you, and you don't want to accept the responsibilities of the things you've done. You don't want accountability of the bullcrap you've done. And I'm going to get on brothers for a minute, then I'm going to get on the sisters, because I'm mad at y'all too. Brothers, for never staying on your post, for always leaving your post. No matter what. If you decided to have a baby with that woman, stick it out. Why are you doing all that? Because in that showing, that's how you're going to show up in your life, period. If you can't hold down one, you truly can't hold down 2 or 3. You can't even keep one relationship on point. Or you would have one baby's mother, brothers. One. So don't blame all that on the sisters. You would have chose one. And you would have been more careful on how you chose. Your choice would have been different. So you ain't got to go to the next woman to lie about whatever you just got out of from lying to the last one. Islam, it starts with you. Definitely. So, it's, oh, well, the father's not in the house and this and this and that. Okay. And not all the time is the mother's fault he's not in the house. Not all the time is it the father's fault that he ain't there, because some women are too much of a trip. Let me tell you. It hurts that my children have to deal with it, because in taking the time to raise my boys, I would always tell them, find you one. And the one you have children with, make sure that's the person you want to marry, because you're not going to be having a bunch of children with a bunch of women, because I'm not about to be putting up with a bunch of attitudes. So I'm just going to tell you now to keep your stuff in your pants if that ain't who you want to rock with like that, because you're taking chances. So I raised them to be that way. In return, in raising them to be that way, they get the worst women. They get the ones I'm about to get on right now, because it had to come from your mother. You don't even see a good brother when he's in your face. You would rather beat him down, talk about him, make him just out to be this horrible person that's doing everything for you, because he's not the boy on TV. He's not the baller that you thought you was trying to go find, I guess, or whatever you want to call him. That you really have some. I brought up sons to say, go to work hard, because they watched me. They're the example. I got up and went to work every day, even if I had to take them with me. So no, they didn't see lazy. We didn't get no assistance. They didn't see that. So that is not what they do. They gonna go to work. I got one's been so depressed because he hasn't had no job in a minute. It's ridiculous. He's like, I just want to go to work. We like, you want us to help you do this? No, I don't want you to help me do anything. I want to go to work and take care of myself. Being accountable, being responsible. I'm not in the same place as my children. And I'm glad, because this is why I left home. I didn't want to feel like my mom was just a crutch for me all the time. Nothing that I took away. I took away what I had. Sold the salon and moved to Georgia with my children. So it was no way I was going to be wasteful, because I have 3 children at the time with me. No way to be wasteful. But I need my children to even understand that you're going to have to stand on your 2 feet. You're going to have to plant your feet in this foundation, and you're going to have to get it up out of there. Nothing's coming easy. Life ain't about to give you Kool-Aid and lemonade and all this sweet stuff because mommy gives it to you. The world is going to beat you down. So let me get you ready for what's out there, because mommy may not always be here. So to protect you, I'm only going to be able to protect you to a certain point. Once you're able to take care of your own body, you're going to want to go do your own thing. But please take care of yourself, so I can give you another body to get in. That's why I'm having grandchildren. That's why I'm having these grandchildren. Treat your body right, and I give you another form. They're coming. These babies come. These self-accountability, Islam. These babies come. And they need to be loved on and taken care of. Because you got to stick up your butt, young lady, because you mad because he don't want to be with you. So now you rather be this toxic sister in his life. Islam, nephew, Islam. You rather be this toxic woman in his life, so you can ruin him for a woman that's probably amazing for him. And you're only being toxic to him because he don't want to be with you. But there's a baby involved. And I'm the one saying, as the grandmother, 51, the other grandma ain't nothing but in her 30s. Hey, look, this is not about y'all. This is about the baby. Let's take y'all out of this for a minute. The baby's the most important. But the other mother is spewing hate in the ear, so causing nothing but confusion. So that's why I'm getting on us too. We have to stop with that. We should be wanting our families to be together again. So as parents, we need to be more, even, hey, if you want to talk about being involved in protecting, make sure we're protecting these grandbabies then from all that drama. From all of that drama. We're responsible, y'all. All of us are responsible for this. So you see something, say something. Yeah, the food we eating is messing with our brain. You got the high fructose corn syrup eating at the brain, everything eating at the brain. Beaver butt juice eating at the brain, natural flavors eating at the brain. It's a lot. It's our thoughts, though. Our thoughts are messed up too, though. That's what's really messing us up. Our thoughts are just keeping us in a state of zombieism, if you ask me. Just keeps our minds so closed down. So the prophet really spoke on uplifting and what this is all about. And like I said, just because a person does look like you, don't mean they're you. There's a lot of this going on that we keep thinking that. So they'll keep dangling the so-called Caucasian in your face and say, yeah, they're racist. When anything you could go back to is going to point back to how we were the racist ones first. We was racist first. See, we was them prodigal sons. Some of us were these prodigal sons, some of us not. But I still be talking about these conquistadors, because right now I even have to say this. How you go against God? How gangs go against God? Because see, the prophet's message was to uplift humanity. But I know a lot of gang life took these teachings and turned them into their own. Well, right now in the state of Georgia, if y'all didn't know, there's a lot of state prisons. People reach out to me because they see me on Facebook, Instagram. So, hey, I get all kind of people that connect with me, whether they're in prison, whether they're out on the street. I don't deny people just because they're in prison. You want to learn about the prophet? I'm here to help teach you about the prophet. So I have a Muslim brother that's in there for a long time, 115 years. And I haven't heard from him in months. And he said, he was like, hey, how are you? I'm like, where you been? I'm like, messaging him. I ain't heard from you. The Bloods is killing the Muslims, and it's a back and forth. I'm like, wait a minute. You mean gangs are against God? And then the more I looked into the conquistadors, they were against the Muslims. So it makes sense. We're Muslims trying to live a life of peace. We just peace. That's all Islam means, is peace. We just living in peace. And y'all want destruction. But we just want to live in peace and harmony. Yeah, the Moors were the majority in Europe at one point in time. So you think they still ain't, because they still over there. More of them come from over here than anybody. So I'm telling y'all, this European thing is a true misunderstanding. I'm trying to tell you. That's why the insufficiency of knowledge is in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Everything you can think of, he put in this circle 7. Insufficiency of knowledge, religion, charity, gratitude, husband and wife instructions to children, sincerity, weakness, misery, you name it. Whatever you going through, it's in there. Whatever you going through. So the prophet was intentional about these teachings, y'all. He was very intentional. Yes, and he had true unconditional love. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder. I can't speak for nobody else. I can speak for Prophet Noble Drew Ali, whose footprints are clearly cut, whose footprints I will follow. So even if it's following him into a reincarnated prophet, if that reincarnated prophet, well, why was he teaching through the mail? Why was he only teaching through the mail? Because nobody wanted to listen. Once again, as we don't want to listen now, because everyone swears they got the truth and the answer, and none of us know the truth, and none of us have the answer. How about that one? Nobody knows the truth. Sorry. That was the purpose behind the teaching, trying to reconstruct the yes. It's been destroyed. Like they have ran amok through this thing, and it doesn't make sense. But it's coming from the mentality, the gang life mentality, that y'all have ruined this movement. Because that's not what this is about. Y'all misused God. Y'all misused God, real talk, for your selfish gain. Now you need to come back home to mama. All y'all need to come back home to mama and get your life. Be accountable. Know what you did wasn't right. Go apologize. And put y'all's feet on the ground and let's go, because no more, y'all. Our people are suffering all over this planet. Ain't nowhere safe for you to go while you think you just gonna jump ship from over here. That's my problem. All these people that just want to jump ship because someone's in office is already telling you who's against you. Who's against you? Because they so quick to jump. I'm gonna move the gunner. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna move there. Really? And just leave your folks. Makes sense, don't it? Makes sense. Got to live in your truth. Authenticity is the highest vibration. Islam, Brother Will, Islam. But, it's still time to help save those that still ain't even touching on the truth. We still have to save our brothers and sisters, y'all. We're still responsible. We're still angels. We're right here. If people were so into the spirit, they'd get themselves together. They obviously need to see something in flesh to even know that it's real. They tricked the youth after destroying the teaching. Yes, they tricked the youth after destroying the teachings. Tricked the youth. They tricked them hard too. It was a whooping that these conquistadors put all over us. The conquistadors did it. Call them gray if you want to. Whatever color you want to come, they still your people. They still our folk. They still our cousin, whoever they is. This is how you see so much hatred in people now, because they're a part of that lineage. The love lineage you can't be when you walking around misleading your people, charging them for stuff they shouldn't be charged for. All of that. You a part of that bloodline. You ain't part of this righteous bloodline. So go be, yep, hence get away from me. As it said, what it say? You got your fortune, so go ahead. Get hence. You got your reward. You weren't thinking about your people. You got what you wanted, big baller, shot caller, big house, 15 rooms, 15 cars. You got your stuff. Get hence. You weren't thinking about your folks. You weren't thinking about none of them. You weren't thinking about raising nobody up out of the cares of the world but yourself. The selfishness of people. So it ain't about your truth. It ain't about none of that. It's about Allah's truth. Allah being truth. Because truth is Allah. Truth is Allah. Truth is At. At is Allah. Holy breath. The holy breath is the higher self. The holy breath is the mother of the virtues, if you ask me, when you get to spit in that holy breath. You're coming from the highest plane of life. That's the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. That's where you coming from. So what we doing again? Come on back home to mama so y'all can stop with this nonsense y'all on. Stop fleecing the people. Stop misleading the people. Stop thinking because you done read 500,000 books that you just got the answer to the world. None of us do. We are trying to figure this thing out. By our cousin. Some were filtered. Protect the community. You ain't got nothing to protect over here. Y'all have all of our information. What are you protecting? You sure ain't protecting us. So let that be known to Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and everything else. While you talking about your filtering through to protect the community. What are you protecting them from? Y'all ain't been protecting us. So let's just get it out there. Y'all ain't been thinking about protecting nobody. Nobody. You the cousins behind these screens. So don't think because it came from another country, because they still related to us, y'all. They still a part of us, y'all. I don't care how you try to diss them, describe them, say whatever. Our own people did this to us. Them conquistadors. So no, you won't put it on me and Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because we ain't a part of that. We on Allah's side. We ain't on the other side. And if y'all think that we on the other side, y'all got the wrong side. And that's the side y'all could be on. Because we ain't being on that side. We ride with Allah. Islam, straight up. I'm being straight up. Y'all did, and that's the sad part. And we let them play in our face constantly. Constantly letting them play in our face, even with these fires. There's a whole video that came out 9 years ago that says the plan to burn up California. They have what they're called Aquarian operation briefings where they're talking about this. And you ain't been warned, regardless if man started it or not. You was warned in scripture and everything. It doesn't matter. Man always thinks he's bigger than God. And you ain't bigger than God. I don't care what you call God. Yahweh, Allah, God, Brahm, however you want to call him. God is God. It's only one. It's only one. So whatever name you want to attach to it, it's only one. However you want to call it. But the nonsense has to stop. The lies must end. The lies, it's a wrap. You can't lie about this thing no more. So, Mother, universe. Father, spirit, the son is the sun. And the daughter is the earth. Because I am the beginning, I am the end. I am the Alpha, I am the Omega. The only way a son could get here is through his mother. The only way a male could get here is through the mother. The only way anyone could get here is through a mother. Whether you like it or not, and you chose the mother and father to come through. One God under authority. Islam, one God. And that's coming from my Rasta sister. This is what I'm saying. We so goofy. We want to keep this separation so bad between us. When everywhere around the world may have a different name, but it's still just one source. It's just one. Regardless of what. So you can keep allowing them to separate us back based off of these borders, these territories, these lines, this name, this. Nah. Yeah, everyone does have a piece of the puzzle. Yes, they do, nephew. You're so correct. Everyone does have a piece of the puzzle, but everybody wants to have all the pieces, and they don't. If we just brought our piece and placed it, man, this would be a beautiful puzzle. Be a beautiful puzzle if we can place the pieces and stop trying to be so greedy and want all the pieces, or want to try to put our piece in a place that it can go. Higher self is the mother of the virtues. It's divine feminine energy. So you think that doesn't have to rule? That's where unconditional love comes from. It's from your mother. Not to say that the daddy can't, because fathers, y'all important. My brothers, I love my brothers. Please don't get it twisted, because there's some amazing daddies out here in this world. So I'm not taking from that. Please understand I'm not. But please understand too that it's time to come back to mama. It's time to return home. It really is. If you don't believe it, go watch Moana. I'm telling y'all, Moana will tell you your story about you. And that's a child's movie. But it's going to tell the story about you. And the mother represents the water, divine feminine, Mama Wata, Mami Wata, the Sibyls, all of that, y'all. We ruled these lands. You go back and you look at Queen Khalifa, she had a gang of women that were warriors, that hunted griffins. That's where California comes from. That's where Lilith went to, the Red Sea. That's where she was. She ain't got time to be playing. And if I got to destroy it all, mama will destroy everything. Everything. Mama will destroy everything. You think she won't? Mother Nature? The mother ain't in the front of that for no reason. It would have said Father Nature instead of anything else. It said Father Nature. It says Mother Nature. So you think Mother Nature ain't about that life? You think Mother Nature is not about that life, huh? She is. She about all that life. Because that's all the elements. That's all the elements. Yes, they were the Amazon women. Queen Khalifa and them was the Amazon women. They sure the heck was. So we want to talk about it? The waters? The mothers of the waters? You got all kind of mothers of the waters. First man was the woman. Islam, Brother Will. Islam. I be needing these Moors to understand that so they stop arguing and acting foolish the way they do. Because it makes me think they're a part of them conquistadors when they do this, because it's like you're constantly trying to keep your people separated from one another instead of come together. When you talk about you don't want unity, that makes me look at you like you're one of them conquistadors. Because in Islam means peace with it all. Robbie Watson. Who Robbie Watson? Who that? Who's that, sis? It all, y'all. The woman is the reason for it all. But women, we got to get back in position too. So putting all this stuff on your head, giving you scalp cancer and everything else that you could be giving yourself just to appease a people that don't care about you. I just told you, you trying to do stuff with people that really could care less about you. That's why they can sell you stuff that's probably giving you skin cancer. They can do these things to you that are unhealthy to you. You ran after gods of Europe, which you knew nothing about. That's including the body parts and everything else. We was happy with what Allah gave us. We were not trying to change ourselves. We worked so hard in trying to change ourselves. We look unrecognizable because everybody looks the same. Everybody looks exactly the same. I used to say that when I first came here and started doing weaves all the time, and then everybody started wearing long, long weaves. I kept going, y'all all look the same from the back. Now, everybody looks the same from the back and the front. They all look the same. Nobody looks different. That's what makes us such a beautiful people, that we got different features. Wider lips, some got gaps, some don't. Some got big noses, some don't. Some got small eyes, some got big eyes, some got colored eyes. We were that way for a reason, because beauty comes from within. It ain't just on this outside. Queen Latifah said it best. UNITY. 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 That's that unity. Man doesn't want to admit the submitted woman was here before anybody. They don't want to admit that they are the Trinity and always will be, because we birth, we open like a universe, and then we close back. Islam, I like your energy. You're open minded. I talk to a lot of Moors. Their mindset is not like yours. Much gratitude and the highest of honors. Islam, yeah, because I think because they want control. It's called religious slavery, y'all, which is still something they try to keep us in, including our Moors, including these temples, including all these other places, organizations. It's religious slavery. If you look it up, it is a form of slavery. No different than debt bondage, no different than any of these other forms of slavery, y'all. It really is. And nobody wants to speak the truth because everybody's sitting there. I don't know why they sitting there not telling the truth. Either they just don't know the truth, or they know it and they just want to withhold it because they're selfish. Because I know I have talking to some Moors and I've heard them say stuff like, yeah, because I'm going to make sure me and my family's straight. Huh? But you call yourself, you have a fez on your head. You're supposed to be to uplift humanity, not withhold information. And it's too much of that goes on in this movement. Too many people want to stay in a position because you don't. I'm trying to tell you, these sisters, these women done went and found them secrets. The secrets that the prophet loosened wasn't necessarily to y'all. I promise you. Because the keys that these sisters is pulling out, these instructions, brothers, if y'all been sitting on this information for this long, all y'all in trouble. The wrath is coming for you for sure, for sure. Because you've been holding back from your people. You've been no different than the so-called, if you want to call it, pale-skinned European, because you're a pale-skinned European when you act in that way. When your spirit is pale, your soul is pale, you are pale. You're the pale skin within. Pale don't mean out. The pale skin within you. That's what this is. That's what this is going down. Oh, they can hear you now, though. They can hear you now, though. Hear you now. They'll hear you now. I promise you. People gonna have ears to these computers and to these social media, because this stuff is not no game. Every day you waking up to something else, and we ain't even 13 days into this month. Or whatever you want to call it. So welcome. As we rush in this 2025. They still taking things that are of no worth. So let go of things that are of no worth to you. And if these temples and these organizations are not doing you as they should, leave them alone. That's why they can't keep no members. They can't keep no members because y'all lying. Stop lying to the people and fleecing the people and just wanting money from everybody. Because you think you got the answer. Or you think, because your podcast got 1 million followers, now I can throw up a Cash App. Cash App for what? The Bible information is free. What is you giving away? What are you hiding that you got to charge for it? Is my question. What is you hiding that you got to charge for? Absolutely. They always say don't go off your own understanding. Their words specifically is take off your shoes. The Moors blindsided Moors sold children out when they got caught by demon of England. Girl, talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because that Queen of England was being charged with way more child crimes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about all these folks that's been doing it. When y'all go and even look up that video about these California fires, and it specifically says the names of the companies, they have the Luciferian Fisher Family Corporation. The Luciferian and the P&G. It's not Procter and Gamble. It's actually the power and gas. It's public gas and energy or something. But anyway, this family has something to do with putting this thing on. And as you start looking down, all of them are connected, right? Interesting. Let's say I left the brick and mortar temples. They just resonate with my soul. I left the brick. They just didn't. Islam, Moors led Christopher. Let me tell you something. Christopher Columbus wasn't no Caucasian, no. Christopher Columbus was a brother too. That was a brother too. Yeah, he was little coming over here because we were already trading across the continent, y'all. All 7 seas, we ruled them bad boys. If you go back and understand it, all 7 seas. So of course he was coming from a child over here. They taught him how to get over here. And then when they knocked off the 2 that was like, nah, we ain't going over there to do that because that's our people. Oh, we gonna get rid of them. And Christopher show us where it's at. Do not they do that all the time? That's why I talk about the difference. Because they look like you, don't mean that you. Kendrick said it. And y'all just thought he was talking about Drake because Drake, no. It's some people calling themselves us that ain't us. It's some people calling themselves us that ain't us. This is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali did leave New Jersey. I kept wondering why he leave Jersey to go to Chicago. It makes sense. Them conquistadors, boy, they sure be around, don't they? J. Edgar Hoover was a black man. He sure was, Sister Halou. He sure was. And he told his family, if they ever find out I'm black, I'm taking y'all out. They better not ever find out my family is black. What? Are y'all kidding me? Do y'all see the veil that they put over your eyes? Y'all see the sheet? The cover. My teacher, Brother John, always said the cover gets shorter and shorter. The cover right here now. He said the cover at one time, they would pull it down to cover their feet. And as soon as they pull it down to cover their feet, their head is exposed. And as soon as they pull it up to cover their head, their feet is exposed. Well, this cover done got so short, majority of their body is exposed because the prophet took the covers off of everything. He got rid of all excuses. Ain't none of y'all got none. Stop acting like you do because you got a fez on and somebody told you was a grand chief, assistant, whatever the heck they told you was. What did you say? J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover is Larry Hoover's cousin. Y'all better come on TikTok. Let's go. J. Edgar Hoover is Larry Hoover's cousin. Would it not make sense? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. You sure right. And they be in your family. They be right there in your family and the most hateful people. You just heard them say Edgar J. Hoover is Larry Hoover's cousin. It would make sense. Donald Trump is related to the Kennedys and everybody else too. If y'all didn't know, you can go back and see his lineage. That's Seti Mohammed's bloodline. Who didn't know that? Hey, I don't know who didn't know that. We are here for information. If you're bringing it, bring it. It ain't got nothing to do with who didn't know that. It's the fact, just bring the information. Because it's to teach the people. Everybody might not know what you know, and that's the problem. Don't diss nobody because they don't know what you know. Just come on here and be someone to teach something. Islam? So, I don't know what you talking about. Laugh and cry later, baby. Right. More so, children in slavery may deal with the whore of England. Islam. And did the whore necessarily have to be of a different color? Because she could have shown never looked like you too. I done told you we got thieves in the temple. They ain't just brothers, they sisters too. Because they working alongside these conquistadors. Isabella, Fernando, male, female, work together to take over. And we still got they lineage in our temples. This is why no one can come together. Because somebody's lineage belongs to them. Islam? Queen Elizabeth was a sister to who? I know Queen Charlotte. What Queen Elizabeth was a sister to who? Who was she a sister to? Because they broke a magic wand over her coffin and not a staff. They didn't put a staff over it. They broke a magic wand, so they broke a spell. A spell was broken. Islam? Mm. Okay, they're throwing up some names over here. Harley Ali, the post apocalyptic truth. Her great grandmother was our cousin. Queen Charlotte? Who was her great grandmother? Because I know Queen Charlotte was a sister. She was dark too. But that you, man, that's what I'm saying. They have lied so much. Because I'm telling you, I got people in my family that are of Native American bloodline. Literally, my complexion, blonde hair and blue eyes. I had a little sister that looked that same way. So what does that mean? I got nieces can pass, boy. I got a niece look just like Rihanna, but she can pass for probably a Caucasian version of Rihanna. I'm just saying. My lineage comes from Mexico. My lineage comes from these parts that were already up and down this place. Origin, my original place is here. That's why I keep going. I'm about the color of that. Not too far off. Not too far off copper. Promise you. Not too far off copper. But very far off from black. I promise you that one. Very far off from anything that's black. Because my skin don't even get that color in the sun, y'all. All I'm saying. You allowed your own people to place names and labels on you. Our own people that live in gated communities that look at us as peasants. We allow them to be controlled over us, not who you think's in control. But them same people that look just like me and you are making decisions for us. But they ain't like us. They don't like us like that. This is why your spirituality and your connection to Allah is so important right now. You're burgundy. Somebody said, I'm burgundy. When King James the Moor was alive, the Queen Elizabeth was around. She was a Moor. King James, the man that helped write the Bible. Oh, y'all, I'm learning. See, this young brother over here, he be into the history. Someone I met on TikTok. This is what I'm saying. You just never know. They can shut this stuff down all they want to. What ain't gonna stop is the connection, because I used it to my advantage. I didn't use it to just scroll and get in people's business. I use it to make true connections with people. And this young king right here be into some doggone history that I love, that I cannot wait to one day bring him so he can be on this platform so y'all can hear him teach. Because he be giving it. And he's nothing but 30, 32. He's like the age of my oldest son. But I love it that he's just that more aware. You feel me? So he's telling me that King James was a Moor. I didn't even know that, y'all. See, these things I didn't know. And I could be one to say, I didn't know that. It's people that look just like us. That's the face. Hold on. That's the face behind everything. I'm so glad you said that, Brother Will. I'm so glad you said that, because that's what I want to say. Oh, 32 about to be 33. Okay. That's what I want to say. They're in your face, y'all. They're in your face. They've been playing in our face way too long. Way too long. So I'm just going to say, you have lost confidence in the prophet and the temple. We just rather you cease from wearing your turban and fez and return to the state where the prophet found you. That was as a fool and a coolie. When the prophet found all these folks, they was fools and coolies. If he only from the year of 1923 to 1929, if he only had that small amount of time to teach people, they didn't learn nothing. They didn't learn nothing. I've been studying this stuff since 2015 and still, like, goodness, I'm still like, whoa. All right, unfolding. Probably just out of chapter 1. Just beginning to unfold out of it. Even though I've been through these chapters many a times. But reaching perfected man is not something easy, but it can be done if you let go of the things that have been holding you back for so long. The things and the people and the mind state. You can reach perfected man because then no longer are you tainted with these cares of the world and with these people and with the things that they're saying and the things they're doing. It's time for us to raise ourselves up out of this. And it's time to recognize the real enemy, not the one they've been selling to us all this time. So I'm charging for all people to live. Act 1, it says the Grand Sheik and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce law with the assistance of the prophet first. So spirit must first assist whoever's running these temples. Spirit must assist first in whoever's, I don't care how big their mouth is and how bad they think they are. Spirit's better than you, and so is mama. So you can be ganged up all you want to. Spirit and mama is better than you. So you got to go to the prophet first. The assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right, so it should be known. So if they see you in the streets, they should be able to see it. On social media, they should be able to see it. Let the people know if these are the positions that you're holding and that you're speaking of, and you're saying you're uplifting the people and you're there for the people, then do this right. Do this right and stop being selfish. Do you know who owns the United States Corporation? No, I don't. You said you had to transition, and you did. This brother transitioned and came back to gain this knowledge. You sure did. We had that talk. You sure did. It's long. No, I didn't. I don't know who owns the United States Corporation, but I'm sure it's us. Raphael Moore. Oh, okay. See, Raphael Moore. I'm just gonna leave y'all with that because now I'm about to go read up on this person, Raphael Moore. Now remember, they put an E at the end of Moore when they made the last name Moore on the Americans. So his name is Raphael Moore, and he supposedly is the one that owns the United States Corporation. Let's do some work on him, and let me see what we can come up with. And let's meet back on here a little later on. Let me see what y'all find out, and I'll tell y'all what I found out. How about that? Peace and love. I just had to come on here today because I'm over it. I've been over it. Y'all know I be over it. They say when my head gets a rolling, they know that I'm saying some stuff. So, oh, you want to know the only person? That's not a person? Oh, that's not a person. That's a company? Hold up 1 second. Okay, yeah, give me the person. Yeah, give me the person before I go there. Give me the person. Let's not withhold nothing. Let's see. Raphael Moore is a business. Raphael Moore. When I say, do I say corporation? No, the woman is the only thing, not a person. Oh, okay. So he said, no, the woman is the only thing, not a person. Okay. We want to find out. You gonna look into that? All right. Brother Will said he gonna look into it too. I'm trying to see what he says about this name. Because I'm not let's see. Corporations are persons, estates, trust, public and private property. Oh. Estate. Okay, so he's saying Raphael Moore is the individual that's over the United States Corporation. Oh, Raphael Moore is the individual over. Oh. He says he's over the corporation. Or that entity is over the corporation. Let me not say he because that says Raphael. Raphael may not even be a My fault. It's the individual. Okay. So y'all, Raphael, I gotta go in and study some of this because it may not just, it's gonna give us some surface level stuff at first. It ain't gonna really give it. He or she is the individual controlling the corporation. They're the bloodline that runs it. Oh, that's the bloodline that runs it, y'all. Okay. Okay. So we gonna meet back here later. If you have anything else I should look up, hit me up and message me. But I want to go into this and find this, see what I can find for myself, and then I'm gonna come to you and see if it's right. Peace and love, y'all. Let's go out and let's study this thing. See, this is why we need each other. We learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron. Nobody has all the answers. Yes, he said it's a yes, yes, yes. You're right, brother Will. Yes, yes. He specifically said that. All right. He said that's the bloodline of the ones that run it. And it says he or she is the individual controlling the corporation. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in a few hours. We're gonna come back in a few hours and we're gonna come back to this. All right. Peace and love. We're gonna come back, y'all. We gonna come back on this one. This was a good one.